Hey survivors, just want to do a quick introduction to our next video series. It's called Never Bring a Gun to a Knife Fight. What we want to do is just go over some of the shortcomings of concealed carry. We're going to discuss some of the issues, some of the problems you can have, situations you can get into where even having a gun is not going to help. The first video will deal a lot with women, concealed carry for women, some do's and don'ts. But just a quick reminder, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a martial arts expert, I'm not a firearms expert, I'm not an expert on anything. If you don't believe me, you can ask my ex-wife. But between myself and Razor Sharp, who's going to be in some of these videos, I think you'll find we have probably 60 or 70 years of firearms experience between us. I know Razor's been carrying for about 20 years concealed. I've only been carrying about 5 years concealed. But we do have some firearms experience. I've carried professionally for probably 15 years, and as a civilian I've carried for about 5 concealed. So some of the props we're going to use is this. It's called a blue gun. It's just a hard molded plastic rubbery kind of gun. It's a standard training type gun. You can see the trigger is not real, the barrel is not drilled, it's molded from a real gun. It is not a real gun. One of the other ones we might use is this 1911 looking airsoft gun. Notice a nice bright orange tip there. It is a toy. And this rubber training knife. Nothing to it. But we want to discuss some of the different problems you can have carrying concealed. I think a lot of people get overconfident. I've got a gun, I can go anywhere, do anything. You still need to use common sense, people. You can get into situations where that gun is not going to save your life. So we want everybody to be aware of that. Just real quick, one of the things somebody mentioned they wanted us to discuss was reciprocity. Reciprocity for concealed carry means that, in my case, I live in Iowa. Wisconsin honors my Iowa concealed carry permit, so I can carry concealed in Wisconsin. People from Wisconsin can carry concealed in Iowa, assuming they have a Wisconsin permit. The downside of that is that when I carry in Wisconsin, I'm under Wisconsin law. Okay, that's only fair. I'm in their state. I follow their laws. The problem is I live in Iowa. I received my permit in Iowa, which required, the training, the classroom, so on and so forth. So I have at least a basic understanding of the Iowa laws. When I go to Wisconsin, I haven't had any training in Wisconsin. I haven't taken their class. I have zero understanding of their laws. Yet I am governed by them when I'm there. So take the time when you find a state that practices reciprocity with your state. Take the time to find out what their laws are if you have any intention of being there at some point. I travel back and forth to Illinois quite a bit. I have family there. It's my understanding that Illinois is going to practice, or is currently practicing, reciprocity with Iowa. But Illinois laws are substantially different. I think in Illinois you can't carry in a public park. Here, that isn't a problem here in Iowa. So you could conceivably cross the Mississippi River, find yourself in Illinois. Maybe you're traveling with wife and kids or whatever. You get out, stretch your legs at a local park, let the dog find a tree, let the kids play on the swing sets. You're probably carrying in your car anyway. You get out, Now you're in a park, you just broke the law. So the time to find these things out is before you're having this discussion with a law enforcement officer. Don't just find out, oh good, Illinois recognizes my concealed carry, I can carry there. Go a little further, dig a little deeper, do a little more research. Find out specifically what the laws are for that state, so that you don't inadvertently end up in court having to explain why you broke the law. Now, judges are not real good about going, oh, you didn't know that was the law? Well, then never mind. No, ignorance of the law is no excuse. It is your job to know the law. When you carry concealed, it's even more important. So I guess what it comes down to is being responsible, making the extra effort. Don't just look at the map of the country and go, okay, these are the states I can carry in. Find out what the laws are for those states. At least have a general idea of where you can and cannot carry, so that you don't end up in court. But again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a martial arts expert. I'm not a gun expert. If you're watching these videos hoping that we're going to show you some cool technique for disarming an assailant, forget it. That's not the kind of thing you're going to learn from a video. Those are the things you need to learn from qualified professionals who are going to stand there and watch you do it, correct your mistakes, and make you drill on it. What we want to teach you is just that you need to be aware, that you need to pay attention to your surroundings, and you need to remember that this is not a substitute for common sense. This is a great way to protect yourself. But the first step to protecting yourself is up here. Use your head, use your eyes, use your gut, man. If your gut tells you, I'm in the wrong place, leave. This is a backup. It's not the thing that's going to save your life. Your head's going to save your life. Your common sense is going to save your life. Your eyes are going to save your life. Discretion is the better part of valor. The reality is, if you have to pull your weapon and shoot another human being, you're going to court. And even if you're completely justified, there's every possibility that a court, a jury of your peers, or a judge will decide that you weren't justified. And that's not a situation you want to be in either. So, the purpose of our videos is just to try and make you aware of these things, try to help you a little bit. We will discuss a little bit on how best to choose a firearm that fits you. We will, Razor will probably go over grip a little bit. And we will discuss things like shooting in low light, where to carry on your body, some minor techniques that with practice you will learn. This is a very serious subject. It's one we take very serious. I know that both Razor Sharp and I don't tolerate any bullshit when we're on the range. It's one of the reasons him and I get along so well. We both accept that as fun as guns are, as much fun as they can be, it's serious. There's no playing around when there's a firearm involved. There's no room for error. So, anyway, guys, be smart, be prepared, and be a survivor. Hope you watch the videos. Hope you leave comments. Thanks a lot.